Hello, everyone. So, as you can see today, I have some musical guests with me today. Words. So I'll be getting to them in a moment, but I figured I'd reintroduce what's happening here with the AI. So we have the ball drop program going with the optimizer, and you'll see that the stuck value has actually gotten up to 5. So hopefully we will see that come into play, but that is yet to be seen in the stream. So that's the goal for what's going on in the background. But today we're just hanging out and playing some music. So today I have OC here with the guitar and Dan here with the synth keys and the percussion backup.
Frisbee.
And it's a frisbee for those of you who can't see that.
And we're Ricky's band.
And this is Ricky's band. You'll see that in the title. That's it. So we have a song we're going to play for you today, and then we're going to talk for a bit after that. But I hope you're ready for the enjoyment of your lifetime. Are you guys ready?
No.
You're not?
Let's do it anyway.
Let's do it anyway. All right. Start us off. Say to you, I'm gonna tell you to run. Boom to say, boom to yeah. Well, lift me up with golden hand. I'm gonna say to you, I'm gonna tell you to run. Boom to say, boom to yeah. Well, I would like to I would like to hold my little hand. How we will run, how we will crawl. Send me on my way, send me on my way, send me on my way, send me on my way. I would like to reach out my hand. I'm gonna say to you, I'm gonna tell you to run. Boom to say, boom to yeah. Send Me On My Way by Dusty Road, right? I believe. So I see we actually have a decent audience today. I like that. There's the whopping number up there in the corner if you can't see.
It is.
Yeah. All right. So, like I said, we have guests on here today. We're just going to be hanging out, talking for a bit. Yeah, you can just set that wherever you want. But in other words, do you guys have any questions? I know there's a lot of flailing around on the screen.
So, Jono, what's going on?
Well, it's funny you should ask that. So, I don't know if you've been keeping up to date on my AI projects. So today I have the ball drop program, or the ball drop task running. So what the AI is trying to do is this little blue string of dots is trying to grab that red ball and not let it hit the bottom of the screen. So let's see if I can get this up so you guys can see it more. I wanted to scroll through this. So I was wondering, no, the optimizer did not come on. So what's happening is the AI is trying to develop decisions based off of where the ball is and where it is, and like make decisions on how it should move to go catch the ball.
Hey.
Yeah, it caught it.
It won.
Not yet. Because what happens is if it holds the ball for long enough, then the ball pops up again in a different spot. So it has to go catch it again. So if it just carries it out of screen, then it's not on screen to go catch it the next time, which is kind of sad. But you can see it's trying. And I have run this a couple times, and it does get a lot smarter. Actually, it'll sit there and it'll like cut back and forth and try and catch it if the ball is like right on top of it. But at the moment, it's not too smart. But what I'm testing is changed the AI so that when it makes decisions, sometimes the decisions at the top will be canceled out by the decisions at the bottom, but these ones will be important. So I'm trying to make it so that it can reorder them so that the important ones get heard.
Hey.
There you go.
There it goes.
But that's the general gist. And then you saw Jeffrey running earlier. He's still running into walls, which is a little disappointing, but I mean,
He's not doing too well.
I haven't run him as much as I had the other runnings, so I tried to make an improvement so he would have short-term memory, and it hasn't shown too many results since, but other than the fact that it has shown that he's been remembering things, but that didn't really help him in the decision-making process. So today, like I have been with my other guests on the stream, I do have a surprise topic we'll be talking about later, and it will be along the lines of the last few, but they don't know what that is yet, so they're waiting in anticipation. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we get into that? Or?
So, if it catches the ball and goes off screen, it doesn't. That's not what it wants to do. So what is it?
So
it's trying to catch the ball and stay on the screen.
Basically, what the AI sees, is all it knows is that the score goes up or it doesn't.
Okay.
So it's trying to get the highest score possible. So what I do is I make a game and it has to learn how the game works without being able to actually picture the game itself. So what this game is it gets points based off of how close it is to the ball, and it can collide with the ball. So if it gets in the way of the ball stays close to it for longer. So it has to learn to keep the ball next to it for as long as it can. But then what happens is when the ball resets to the top, then it's no longer getting points. So if it wants more points, it has to go catch it again. So if it goes out of screen, then it can't catch the ball. Yeah, that happens sometimes too. It'll spread itself too thin, the ball will get through it. So if it goes off screen, it can only ever catch the ball once because it could shuffle the ball off screen, but then it can't catch it the second time because it won't be close enough. And what'll happen is even the smarter programs will stay on screen laterally, but they'll slowly move up to try and counteract when the ball's hitting it. And the problem with that is eventually it gets over to the top of the screen, and the ball pops up right at the top of the screen, so it can't catch it. But at that point, the score is just immense, and it can't really beat that. But yeah, that's the general idea of the task. As opposed to the environment project, which the goal is just survive, and I'm trying to make a scoring system to where it will learn to survive. So it's kind of like that one's more on me because I have to make it lined up enough with what I want it to do, but then at the same time not like too influential, because then it would just be doing whatever I told it to as opposed to learning it. It's like the whole Futurama thing of the best god is one that you don't know is even there or something. I don't know.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I got what you mean.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't.
Avengers floating in space. Yeah. But yeah, that's what's going on the screen. And then so what's going on over here is every time this runs, actually every 3 times it runs, that's one child of the generation. So it goes through basically like a genetic mating process of like selecting either this parent's trait or this parent's trait, and it randomly selects them, and it creates an entire new generation of children, and then it sees if those are better than the previous ones. And that's the general backbone of what's going on. There's a little bit of more intricacies as it gets more complex in how it's trying to analyze what's coming in as inputs, but the general idea is just evolution.
It's really deep.
Yeah.
The statement on humanity and life.
Mm.
We're all trying to catch the ball.
Aren't we all just a wiggling string on a black screen?
Drifting through blank space.
Yeah.
Not getting that many points at all.
Occasionally getting a score booster for going further.
And then it falls through.
Yeah. That's the problem, is it'll do this, it'll just flatten out, but then sometimes it'll get lucky and it'll hold it long enough to where it'll catch it, and I had to set it up to where I made it so that it runs 3 times, so that there's less of a chance that it'll just drop straight down the middle perfectly for it. But no, the best programs that and show up late game are kind of an L shape, and when they pass the ball, it'll flip and go catch it again, so you can actually see that it's making a decision. So that it's pretty cool to watch. But the actual thing I'm testing hasn't even shown up yet. So because this number down here, it's the stuck number. So if it doesn't make any improvements for a generation, then that number goes up. And so if that gets to 5 and then doesn't make any improvements again, then the thing I'm trying to test will kick in. But it was funny because at the start of the stream, it was at 5, and it made an improvement. So then it went back down to 0. Mm-hmm. But this is the third stream. This is the third stream I've been running it. But yeah, so I guess we can probably get into the mystery topic if you guys are mentally prepared.
I don't know.
I don't never be prepared for that. So.
Alright, so I'm gonna play a short ad while I switch the screen. And the funny part is, even if I hit play an ad, most people don't even see an ad because I'm not famous enough for people to want to put ads on my video. So they can hear this entire spiel. It's good.
Interesting. Running.
Alright, so
people not watching ads.
Yeah. It's funny because like my mom will be watching and like, they didn't play an ad when you said they were playing an ad. I'm like, I know, Mom. Alright, so let's see, we are back. And so
It's a short ad.
yeah, I mean usually they're only like 30 seconds or like they're skippable ones, but
0 seconds.
0 seconds.
No ad.
-1 seconds. There was less than no ad. So today we will be adding on to the segment of Out of Your Element, which is where I ask my guests on the stream random things and I illustrate what they are saying on the screen. So for a little background, you guys are, would you say, connoisseurs of chicken nuggets?
Oh, God.
We're gonna die. I'm very scared.
Yeah.
If we eat too many.
Yeah, because so these guys have a list going of the best chicken nuggets. I'm not going to ask you to break it out. I think they can assume, but I don't see that. So what I want you guys to do is to try and explain how to pick up someone of the opposite gender using only vague metaphors and analogies to chicken nuggets. So
Okay.
I will be over here illustrating as you go. So whenever you're ready.
Okay. So first of all, you want to pick out the best nugget.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just go for like a McDonald's
That's
nugget.
not a good nuggie.
That's bad drama.
Oh, okay, so
That would be like a bottom tier nuggie.
okay. This, we're gonna hold on. We'll fix this. You gotta select tool.
Select that nuggie and throw it in the trash.
We're gonna.
You don't want that nuggie.
So we're saying that this one is a bottom tier, so we have a triangular system here. And we'll make that green. And so this is the lowest of the low, right?
Yeah.
Would you say a more appropriate nugget would be more round or square?
No, I mean it shouldn't be like a defined geometric shape.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Because it-
so we'll take this
That's unnatural.
this generalized potato shape.
Potato.
And
It's like a bird or something.
yeah. Well, I mean,
I
they do
guess it is
come
a
from
bird.
birds.
Yeah,
so,
that's all right. That's a fresh nugget.
Yeah,
just
well,
gotta hand it to
Try
you.
the whole thing.
it's
It's
some
pretty good.
some breading on there.
Texture, man.
Yeah. All right, so
So that's your theoretical top tier nugget, probably unattainable, but
it's an ideal case.
yeah. In the ideal case, you got your undesirable on the bottom.
As
Nobody
Yeah.
wants that nugget.
as Nuggy approaches infinity,
That's
Uh,
quality and bird.
quality approaches
That
Oh.
nugget.
ideal Nuggy.
Quality goes up the green triangle. Okay.
Yeah.
So on the bottom tier, say you're a girl, you're looking for a dude, and you got to pick out the best dude, right? Because that's how dating works. I don't know. And so the bottom tier nuggie is probably like your meth addicts, us,
Yeah. People who talk about nuggies, yeah, that's
people
the
who
bottom.
don't rate nuggies on systems, and people that just don't go outside and you don't know they exist.
Oh, that's the wrong.
And that's
What is
the
that?
extent of my knowledge on.
You said that there was meth addicts at
Oh,
the bottom,
meth.
so I was.
Yeah.
It's blue. It's accurate.
It's the good shit.
Okay.
Okay.
So is that where you're going with? So
Yeah.
so is there anything
so you
about the method of attaining these higher quality
Good
nuggets?
one.
Yeah.
Basically, you don't want to be in the meth tier.
Mhm.
Don't do meth.
Don't do meth.
Hear that?
Don't do
kids?
nuggies.
Yeah, don't rate chicken nuggies.
Yeah. You'll never recover from that.
That was supposed to be great.
But I'd say the high like if you're looking for dudes and you're rating them on the nugget scale, you want to go for like the Huey Magoo,
Yeah.
like
Right.
high quality.
For us, we call him Nuggy Jesus because there's just, if you had to have one, there wouldn't be anyone else you could choose for that position. If you don't live in Orlando and you're watching the stream, then my condolences.
I to give a reference, it's sort of the style of cut of Zaxby's, but you would say it's on a higher level
Yeah.
of quality.
Yeah. I had a friend describe it as like a higher quality Chick-fil-A.
Oh, okay. So in terms of taste, it's a higher quality Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, because they're more of like a elongated.
Yeah, it's more like
Okay, well,
Yeah.
this whole journey started when we decided if we were going to rate nuggies on a scale, we had to decide what a nuggie was.
Mhm.
So we took an existential quest. It did involve meth.
Okay.
No, it didn't. It didn't involve meth. But we thought long and hard about what a nuggie was, and we decided that it's just breaded chicken, and it's that simple.
No bones though.
Yeah.
If it has a bone, it's a bone nuggie, and that's a fake nuggie.
It's not a real nuggie. And that's us taking the quest.
That's a dragon. Oh, you can make it chicken. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's my life. That's symbolic.
Yeah. And then good quest isn't complete without a fire-breathing chicken. So. So we've gone over what makes a good goal to look for and how you can go about searching for that goal. Any closing thoughts?
So actually, how to pick up someone of the opposite sex?
Mhm.
Can I use said nuggies?
That's the only way you can
you could just
Yeah.
offer them nuggies and be like, go out with me and I'll give you this Huey Magoo's.
So let me get this straight. You're saying that you shouldn't go for someone who adores nuggies, but then you should offer them nuggies as a
You should
tribute?
corrupt them, yes.
Okay. So it's sort of like once you've decided that they're the tier you want, you have to drop their level lower so that other people don't want that.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Well, that's...
Yeah. Well, I mean, you gotta take them off the market, right? I mean, every good nugget has an expiration date.
It's true.
Some might be extremely longer than they should be, like McDonald's, but
yeah, but those are in the bottom tier anyway.
Those are under bottom tier, I believe. They're just pink goop.
Yeah.
Coming out
Disintegrated nuggie.
They're coming out of a sink faucet, right? And then it's just pouring out. Oh, that didn't even grab the pink. It's just pouring out.
Disturbing image.
Yeah. Well, they do have a spigot where they just pour the chicken out. So.
I haven't been to McDonald's in a while, but I remember when I was a kid, I would go there and get McNuggets. They would just put it in your mouth and like the spigot just.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They don't even give you the chicken. They just give you the spigot.
It's just the pink goo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
Right. Well, I think we have a very obvious and explanatory depiction here of what's going on. So I think we have a finished product here. So I'll switch back to our more face cam oriented window. But so yeah, is there anything you guys want to just mess around with music or whatnot, or you think we've covered it all? You know.
We've got it. Let's see
Think
what
we got it?
So
All right. Do we have any requests from the audience? No. This is the fun part because it takes like 13 seconds for them to hear that question. So I'm just going to keep talking until they understand.
How's it going, Jono? How's the talking?
Yeah, I don't know. It's getting a little more difficult. I might need a drink of water, but
okay. Well,
we're not
in a
sponsored
few
by Nike.
seconds we'll probably not have an answer.
We got 4 now. People heard the question without watching it, right? So, yeah, I don't know. We only had one person commenting, but yeah, no, this is your.
We could play an original Ricky's Band.
I would love it. You know, I would love it.
Which one are we gonna go with?
I feel like the only one we could possibly play
Right.
is our country song. We wrote a country song. Well, it was the first song we made as Ricky's Band. It's called Country.
This is OC, by the way.
Oh, by the way, if you were asking, the question was, do you have any questions?
Okay, I guess we're gonna wait.
15 seconds.
See
We'll
it.
find out.
See if
Cool.
the
You
audience
guys
has
can
a
start playing, and then they could ask the questions while you're
Okay.
playing. So.
We're gonna play a song.
Tractor, tractor, tractor. Country. Tractor, tractor, tractor.
That was beautiful. We had some requests to play SpongeBob Campfire song. I think due to copyright infringement, we will keep that out of today's showing. And it's funny,
Can you
actually.
mention that? That's not allowed.
Yeah, no, I'm riding the edge here, but it's actually funny. If the other day I played Hallelujah, and YouTube picked it up and said you were playing Hallelujah, we're giving part of the proceeds to the people that own that song. I was like, okay,
Wow, that's-
I guess I did a good job and figured out what I was playing. So, either that or
YouTube's able to recognize that. That's the ultimate test.
yeah, it was like so either it actually listened to the music and picked it up like how Shazam picks up, or it just did its closed captioning and said, "Oh, a bunch of those words are in this song," and then put it out. But either way, I mean, I got the words right, so
There's a way to test that. You can
Yeah.
just literally say the
you
words.
just speak it as poetry.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But the thing is, I don't really trust YouTube's closed captioning because if you've ever watched anything with the closed captioning on, it's never correct.
Doesn't
So
work well.
I'm assuming that for the legal cases, they have a slightly improved version of the mechanism, but I'm not sure. Yeah.
I think one of our viewers is crying because we're not playing the Campfire song,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I'm
YouTube
sorry.
makes people cry.
Yeah. That's basically the entire lesson we've learned today, is that you want high quality nuggies and YouTube makes you cry. So
And apparently, it's possible for me to botch the country song.
I did honestly wouldn't have heard it.
Yours is pretty great.
Yeah,
It's different
it
from
sounded
10,
pretty great to me.
It is different.
All right. Well, I don't think we have too much more to talk about, so I will be taking it out here. But I will be back on Wednesday with my normal AI update. We'll be checking in with Jeffrey, and I'll be talking about my plans for my changes in the future. But any closing thoughts from you guys? All right.
Thanks
and
for inviting us.
no problem. Thanks for coming on.
Ricky's band.
Yeah.
Check us out on Facebook, Ricky's
Oh, yeah.
Band.
Do you guys want to plug? Do you have a SoundCloud or something? Or?
We don't have
No.
anything. The
Okay.
Facebook page is blank.
Okay.
So
Yeah. So if
follow
you
if
guys
want.
want a
Hey, Nuggies!
yeah nuggies, you guys got some
About 30 minutes behind.
yeah. So if you guys want a existential view of a metaphor on life as we know it, go check out their Facebook page. It's completely blank. But I will see you guys on Wednesday.